Hello students, welcome to Social Science with Shilpa. In today's class, we are going to study about this chapter 1 of Social and Political Life, that is the Constitution of India. So as we all know, what is a constitution? But before starting with the chapter, we need to learn few terms which are very essential to understand the coming topics. So the first key term is the consensus. So consensus refers to an opinion that all members of a group agree with. Like if we are taking a decision, if we are at home and we have to plan some function. So all the family members, they sit together and they come to an opinion that we need to call, how many guests we need to call, or where we need to have a function, or what is the menu of the function, and etc. etc. So that is the consensus, means to come at opinion by all the members which are part of that particular group. Next, we have a preamble. Now, preamble is a preface or an introduction. So, it is the introduction of the Constitution. And if you may check any of your book also, or your storybooks also, we have one page as preface. So, prefaces, it tells about what is there in that book. So, similarly, the preamble also tells what is there in the Constitution. The next key term is the Constituent Assembly. Constituent Assembly is a body or a group of people which is set up to frame the constitution. So a body which is set up. The people who assemble, they sit together, they do a lot of discussion, and then they finally, after coming at consensus, they frame the constitution. So that organization or that group of people or that body is known as the Constituent Assembly. Next, we have the word solidarity. Solidarity refers to unity among individuals. Which individual? Who have some common interest or goals. So the individuals who have a common interest or goals, when they are united, so that unity we call it as solidarity. Then last we have sovereignty. It's a supreme power or authority. So please remember these key terms because these will be used in the coming slides. So moving to the little bit of brainstorming, let's do it. Let's think of some situations where the rules are important. The rules are important not only in our personal lives or at our homes, but at country level also. Wherever a group is involved. Let's take an example of a game. Like when you go to your school, you play some game in the ground, some indoor and outdoor games. We need to have certain rules. If there would be no rules, the children may tend to fight, and then if there is, and moreover, if there is no teacher there in under whose supervision you are playing, then you will certainly catch up a fight and someone may get hurt also. So that is why rules are important. So if rules are there, even if teacher is not there, we can play game in a healthy way, in a good spirit. Next situation, a school without rules and regulations. Now imagine a school with no rules and regulations. You may come to school at 8 or at 8:15 or 9, maybe in uniform or not in school shoes. So you'll be do at your own wishes. So no. So for a disciplined and a organized system, we need to have rules and regulations. Another situation, a man destroys public property, breaking the buses or some public transport vehicles, destroying the public property or setting the buses on fire. Previously, we have seen so many cases that happened in our country. In different riots, the people had damaged the public property and they hurting the people on the street. So in such situation, we need to have certain rules and regulations to know what we need to do and we don't need to do. That is, do's and don'ts need to be mentioned for a healthy and a happy society. Even one more situation you can think of. If the traffic light is not working, just imagine that situation, that road scene in front of you. So there would be an utter chaos on the road, accident may happen, the pedestrians may not be able to cross the road, and moreover, there would be a jam that no one is able to go to their destination where they want to go. So next, coming to what is a constitution. Now, how is a constitution made? It's a rule book, and rules are generally made by consensus. Consensus, we have already discussed. Opinion, which is agreed upon by the group or the members of a particular group. So the rules are made by consensus, means by opinion taking by from all the members of a group, and they are in written form. So such written document which contains the rules and regulation by which a country is governed is called a constitution. Indian constitution is the longest. If we compare the constitution of the different countries of the world, Indian constitution is the longest and the most exhaustive. Exhaustive refers to, it's not like you thak gaya hai. Exhaustive here refers to which has the potential to be modified or to be changed or to be amended. Till date, more than 100 amendments have been made in the Indian constitution. Our constitution was enforced in year on 26 January 1950. And till date, means in 2020 also till now, amendments are being introduced, amendments are being done in the Indian constitution. Although there's a proper prescribed procedure which is used to make changes or make amendments in the constitution. Every constitution starts with the preamble. Preamble, as I already told in the key terms, it's a preface or an introductory page. And what does the preamble do? It states, what does it state? It states the guidelines. Some guiding instructions are mentioned for the policymakers, that what all things they'll keep in mind while framing the policies or while framing the rules for the countrymen. So next slide, we have the preface or the preamble of the Indian Constitution. So in this preamble, if you'll see, there are some dark letters, bold letters, which tell which are the guidelines for the policymakers, that what all principles they need to keep in their mind while framing the policies or while making the laws. So this is a important or introductory page, which is an important guiding principle, guiding page which helps the policymaker how to proceed while ruling the country. Next, we have another important topic, constitution, soul of democracy. Now, soul, we know it's an important integral part of one's life. Every one of us have a soul. We have soul, that is, we are alive. We are able to do our work. We can move, we can drink, we can eat. Without a soul, we are dead. So that is what is the importance of a constitution to a democracy. So what reasons make constitution a soul of democracy are, it maintains political stability. In democracy, as we have learned in class 6 also, that in a democracy, we the citizens have the right to choose our representatives. We have the right to choose our leaders who will make rules for the betterment and for the welfare of the countrymen. So if there would be no rules, because we know where are rules? Rules are in the constitution. So if there would be no rules, anyone, whosoever wishes, maybe on the basis of their wealth or their other physical strength, they may rule over the people. So the constitution does not let that happen. It brings political stability in the country. It brings peace and solidarity. So love, harmony, unity among the people of the country. So that is why we call constitution as the soul of democracy. Next, another advantage of a constitution, or why we call it as soul of democracy, is it helps in determining, because it's a set of rules. So it sets the rule, or it has laid the rules for the structure of the government, the powers and functions of the government, said what all powers they have and what all functions they need to perform since they are in power. And not only it talks about the government, it also talks about the people, the countrymen. So it also talks about the rights and duties. So we are going to discuss these fundamental rights and duties in detail in the coming module. So this is all about today's topic. You can do a little bit of homework. You may write the key terms of the chapter, and even you may draw the preamble of the Indian Constitution very neatly in your notebook. If you liked my video, my module, do share, like, and subscribe it. My channel is Social Science with Shilpa. If you have any suggestion or any comment, do write in the description box. And yes, if you feel that any topic you want me to elaborate more, or any topic on which you want me to make a module, do write in the suggestion box. So thank you so much. God bless you all.